Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Good Sunday evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I think I'm finally back on track and showing you these mini sketchbook tours that date from Sunday to Saturday. So let's get into it. This particular sketchbook tour video is done from March 24th to March 30th-ish. So this first spread, I'm not known to be particularly neat or tidy, and so because of that there are several articles of clothing on my floor in my bedroom, and this was an attempt to draw one of those piles of clothes, and it didn't turn out too well in the figurative sense because you really can't tell what's going on, but as an abstract drawing I'm really digging how this turned out. And I think a lot of white space around it helps. So I'm liking it. I'm liking the abstract quality of this drawing. This next particular spread is of a sumo wrestler named Takere Fuji, I believe is his name. Yes. And he won the January tournament of the top division of the Japanese Sumo Wrestler Association. He set a record because he got promoted to the top division quite recently and won this top division tournament three tournaments into his stint in the top division, if that makes any sense to you. So congratulations to you, sir. This next particular spread, I tried drawing a pump truck, and I will return to trying to draw a pump truck at work. It didn't turn out too well, but I know this was a welding night because this is the bench at the Tim Hortons I frequent before I go to welding school. But what caught my attention about this particular woman was her hat. So I sketched her while she was reading, and then I sketched this gentleman on my way home later on that night. If you're familiar with my sketchbooks from past videos, you know I like stuffing things into one spread, making it a sort of like collage-like spread. And this kind of hits all the right points in my sketchbook sensibilities. I am very weak at drawing broader environments, so this was my attempt to practice that area that I'm really weak in. This is a giant vacuum cleaner essentially at work that pumps all the sawdust that is produced from the frame mold making machine at work, and all of the sawdust comes through this piping, and these are the lungs of the vacuum machine that sort of like inhale, exhale, and pump all the sawdust into this bin, which is then forklifted into a larger dumpster outside. But it's quite a dusty environment I work at. The next day, again, I was trying to capture a larger environment. This was at the back of the warehouse. These things are just stacks and stacks of glass crates in there, or crates of glass that are then shipped out to individual frame shops in the city. And then you have my coworker Ahmed in the back sanding a frame. And I kind of like the scale of how this drawing turned out. And you'll definitely be seeing more broader environment drawings from me, or trying to capture those broader environments. The last spread in this particular sketchbook, these two women were taken from Earth's World. I've mentioned that site several times before. It really addresses my first love of portrait drawing, and so you could really get a lot of unique looking individuals there just to practice your portrait drawing skills, and that's what I did here. And then this particular girl I did, I drew on the bus. What captured my attention about her was her wide pants. That's, for some odd reason, I zoomed into her wide pants and I thought, hey, I'd like to draw those pants, and then of course I had to draw the rest of the body. Moving on to the next sketchbook. Oops. This was done on March 2nd when I had bought some pastels. For some reason I wanted to do pastels, and so this was a self-portrait. I can't say it turned out well, but it was really fun working with color and pastels. This next particular drawing, I had a particular image in my head of me drawn over each other over several points in a sort of chaotic self-portrait. It's too controlled. It's not chaotic enough. And but this was a good first stab at it. This next drawing was, I'm not too sure where this image came from, but I could see points of reference from my interests in life. So this obviously is from my love of sumo wrestling, a big sumo-esque body with the loincloth. And then I love pork, I love bacon. I guess that's where these hooves come from. I don't know. And I have no idea what that is. But it is, I guess, a head because it's positioned in the head area of this body. But I haven't finished this drawing because I intend to color it and do some more ink work. And I'll probably put together a come draw with me video showing how I complete this particular drawing. Again, going back to the multi-face self-portrait, this definitely is not what I wanted to do. I wanted something really chaotic. Maybe drawing chaos is not in my nature because this is way too orderly. But, you know, it lets me know where I am, where I sit as an artist, and it makes me aware of what my inclinations are. So I'll definitely be drawing more of these multi-faced self-portraits, and hopefully one day I'll hit that right note, right balance of me drawing me in a correct way and injecting that self-portrait with a bit of chaos. By the way, this particular drawing is captured in a come draw with me video, and I'll link that up above where you could see the whole process of me coming up with that drawing. My coworker Elmer, and I believe this is the last drawing of this week. Actually, it's way past. It's on April 2nd. But I'll close off this particular video with this. My intention for this, it's basically boxes on a palette at work with a bigger box in the background. I really want to draw something that is so everyday, mundane, but make it interesting. And I'm not too sure I did that in this drawing. I depicted it quite accurately, but I think because I was so tight with it, the interest, the potential for it being an interesting drawing has been sapped out of it. So maybe I have to loosen up. But for me, this particular drawing, I remember drawing it, I wanted to get the proportions accurate. So that means taking time and, you know, sticking out my pen and getting the angles right. And that, I think, loses the freedom and looseness of a drawing, which can make it interesting. So anyways, those are my thoughts on my drawing. Thank you for joining me this week. I hope you had a great week. I hope you will have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.